It's a pleasure to be here this afternoon to present. I've got a lot of great updates to share, and I want to be mindful of my time, so I'm going to get right into it. I want to share some highlights with you from Kennewick School District and celebrate some of the great work that's happening in our schools with you today. So just a couple of facts and figures. We serve 19,000 students in Kennewick School District. We've got 33 schools and learning programs and over 2,000 staff members. We are the largest employer in Kennewick. We've got new members to our board of directors this year, so we've got returning board members and new board members. Brittany Gledhill and Dr. Josh Miller are our newest board members. They were just elected this last election cycle, and Mike Connors was re-elected, and then Gabe Galbraith and Micah Valentine continue to serve on the board. Our student board rep this year is from Kennewick High School, and her name is Mallory Duplaquet, and so we're fortunate to have a strong board in Kennewick. And our mission and vision remains the same. Our mission is focused on providing a safe environment in which all students reach their highest potential and are well prepared for success in post-secondary education, work, and life. And our vision is for all of our students to be known well, safe, and destined to reach their highest potential. So that's our focus as a school district, and that is where we spend our time. The strategic plan was mentioned, and we have 7 specific goals that we strive to accomplish that are aligned to our mission and vision. And so I want to touch on each one of these goals this afternoon and give you a brief update of some of the work that we're doing connected to each goal. So I'm going to start with our student-focused goals. 3 of our 7 goals are student-focused, and we've got a goal for all of our students to be safe, known, and valued. And we do ask our students every year in grades 3 through 12, we do an annual survey, and we ask them a number of questions focused on physical safety, social emotional safety, intellectual safety. And right now we've got 85% of our students reporting that they feel safe, included, and welcomed at school. And so we feel like that's a strong number, but it's a number that we want to see become 100%. And so we do lots of work every year focused on safety in all of those areas. The one I want to highlight that's pretty new this year is our expanded school resource officer and school safety officer program. So we did pass our levy in 2023, and if you were here during that presentation, you maybe remember me talking about if our levy passed, we were going to expand some of our safety related efforts. And so we were able to do that with the levy passage. We now have a school resource officer in every middle school and every high school. So prior to the levy passing, some of our middle schools didn't have a school resource officer, and that's a Kennewick School or Kennewick Police Department fully commissioned officer who works alongside our staff and works to keep our students and staff safe. And then new this year, we implemented a school safety officer program. So what we're doing is we're hiring retired police officers. We've got a great pipeline coming out of KPD, and we've got 6 hired right now, as well as the safety coordinator, and they are working in our elementary schools to just be a positive presence at the school and to ensure that our staff and students are safe. And so it's getting a really good reception, and we're continuing to hire for those positions and expand that program this year. Our second student-focused goal is that all students are engaged learners. And we continue to be proud to serve a really diverse student population in Kennewick. This shows you this year just statistics, kind of percentages of students that we serve. And we've got a number of growth and proficiency targets that we focus on every year in terms of ensuring that our students are experiencing academic success. So we want our students to be growing and ultimately meeting all of those grade level standards. And so we've got a lot of work and targets going on in different areas. And What I wanted to highlight today, this slide also just shows some of the work. We're in the middle of a new math adoption for elementary school and a series of things, but I want to highlight some of the work that our teachers are doing centered on professional learning communities and collaboration to help support our students. So I've got a little short video I want to share with you, and hopefully it works, so just yay.
PLC is a professional learning community where we work together as a team to see what skills we want our children to work on, and then we make a plan and we then work together to see how the kids did on whatever skill that we're working on, and then we reassess and decide what to work on next.
We get together very regularly. Frequency is very important to get people together, looking at student data, building common assessments, analyzing those assessments, and then taking action upon the data that they get from the assessments. It's really about the reteaching or the accelerating based on the findings we get from looking at the student work.
Our PLC has been successful because we all get along really well. We have a lot of experience within our team. We listen to each other's ideas. We bounce ideas off of each other. We compromise when we have a disagreement, or we look at each other's sides and come to an agreement about, what it might, how we could do something differently. And I think that's really important for the PLC process to work.
Our PLC work here at Westgate is mostly been around writing and math so far. The writing part that we're doing, we look at a lot of students' work. We spend a lot of our time finding lessons that we like, lessons that we think will work best with the kids for their needs. I think the most important part about it is that we're starting the kids from what they are at and taking them and then watching them grow, rather than expecting everybody to be at the same level when we start.
It's not my kids, it's our kids, and it's not just my skills, it's all of our skills and what can we do to improve them as a grade level, not just an individual classroom.
I think what really works with our PLC is we're not afraid to point out where we're struggling, and when we talk to our team about our struggles, they bounce ideas back to us, and then that in the end helps the student.
The results for the second grade after they adopted that new writing curriculum were really outstanding. The students were functioning much higher in writing than they have in the past. Our third grade teachers reported the students are more prepared coming in. Students are really enjoying the writing process in the ELA, so it's bringing benefits beyond just second grade this year.
I think what makes our team special is we have a lot of trust in each other, that we're all on the same page, we're doing the right thing, that we have a lot of great ideas, and that we're all good teachers, and that we know what's best for our students. I'm
exceptionally proud of our second grade team and the whole staff for their work with the PLCs and their willingness to embrace something that's kind of new and sort of different. And second grade in particular really just dove in head first and made the most of it and found really good success as a result.
So the work that's happening at Westgate is reflective of the work that's happening throughout all of our schools, really focused on teacher collaboration and student results. And in fact, I'm excited because my next stop after this luncheon this afternoon is to go to Westgate and spend some time there this afternoon. So really proud of the work that is happening. Our third student-focused goal is all students are ready for their future. And again, I could highlight lots of things connected to this school today. We do have a learner profile that we developed in conjunction with our community leaders and higher education leaders a couple of years ago to help us get really specific as a school district about the kinds of skills that we want our students to leave us with so they are prepared for success in post-secondary work and life. And there's a lot of words here on the learner profile, but there's a part here about digital literacy and financial literacy. So that's what I wanted to focus on today, because we have some exciting work happening in our district this year centered on ensuring that students are learning financial literacy standards. In fact, I was talking to my nice table mates from HAPO and STCU about this. We've got one of our students who's very active and advocating for financial literacy to be taught in our schools. He started a club at Southridge High School. His name's Ashwin Joshi, and that club has expanded to other high schools as well. And this is a picture of Ashwin with some of our legislators, and he was there in Olympia advocating for House Bill 1915 to be passed which would require financial literacy as a graduation requirement for all students. We don't currently have that as a graduation requirement in Kennewick. They do in Pasco and they do in Richland. We've had a computer competency requirement for many years, but not financial literacy. So that's something that we're working on this year, and whether the legislature ends up making that a law or not, we'll be making a recommendation to our board regarding implementing a new financial literacy requirement. I want to shift and talk a little bit about some of our other goals. We have a family-focused goal for all of our families to be our key partners. And just like we survey our students, we survey our families every year. And we ask them how they're feeling in terms of being engaged, and you can see some of the responses here. 87% of our families report that they feel respected and welcomed in our schools, and so we're proud of that. There's some work we can do around engagement, though, and so one of the things our communications department and our executive director of communications, Robin Chastain, is here with me today. Robin, if you want to just wave and say hello. Our communications department is doing a lot of work on expanding educational resources for families. We know that our families like to access information online, but through videos and different sources, so we've got some work happening there, in addition to just expanding efforts for families and community to come and volunteer in our schools as well. Our staff-focused goal, I want to highlight this quickly. We, just like with our families and students, we ask our staff every year how they're doing, and we want our staff to feel valued and safe at work. We know if we've got great staff members who are engaged in their work, we're going to have our students who are learning more. And so one of the things that we look at is our retention rate. We've got a 91% retention rate for our staff. We're proud of that. And we're also looking forward to the future of education and thinking about how can we help to recruit and train the next generation of teachers. So I have another real short video that highlights a program that we started in Kennewick.
Program came as an idea that we had, and it was really something where we wanted to grow our own and really put a focus on our teaching profession and tapping into our students here locally and creating a program where they could not only learn about what it's like to be a teacher and work in education while they're in high school, but then bridge them to a college. So the signing came about, some people have heard of when students get scholarships for athletics, that they have a signing day and sign on to go on to their career to play whatever sport they're in. We thought it would be a really cool idea to have our students do a signing day to sign on to be future teachers, that they're pursuing their education, and we really wanted to celebrate that.
First years of the program, you get brought into the Kennewick School District to work, and they help you get a job inside of it as a substitute para, and then eventually as a para in general, and then when you graduate, they actually help you find a job into the Kennewick School District.
I have always loved teaching from the very beginning, as long as I can remember, and when I heard of this opportunity to do Teaching Academy, I immediately took it. At the end, it's very worth it. It's a really amazing experience and an invaluable experience.
I'm getting to experience being a teacher early, and so I'm already getting to meet a lot of people in the district. It's just a great experience so far.
So I really want to be a middle school English teacher, and I want to be that because in middle school I know it's a really hard time for kids because they're going through teenage years and just a lot of changes, and I want to be there as someone who they can talk to and rely on.
WSU Tri-Cities has been an amazing partner. They were all on board with us. We've written lots of grants. We have done lots of planning to figure out like coursework and what would make sense for students to take a series of coursework together as a cohort, to also be able to have time to work during the day as substitute paraeducators for us, so the students have the ability to work while they're going to school. Really, any student is best suited for this. It's just someone that has a passion for education, someone that feels they want to give back to their community. This is the next generation, and we need teachers, and we need people in our profession that are just caring, passionate individuals, and that's really what I've seen from the students that have come through so far.
Okay. Chancellor Haynes is here and featured in the video. We're really proud of that partnership with WSU, and we feel hopeful about the future of education, knowing that we've got so many great students who are wanting to be educators. So just to wrap up our last couple of goals here, I wanted to just touch really quickly on our goal around being transparent and good stewards of public resources. Give you a quick bond and levy update. We passed that Educational Programs and Operations levy in 2023. We won't be having another levy until 2026, so that's when that levy is up for renewal along with our capital projects levy. And we just completed our final bond projects from our last bond. The last project that we completed was Ridgeview Elementary, and so you can see we just had our grand opening a couple of weeks ago. The school actually moved from our old Fruitland building into their brand new home over the winter holiday in December, so we're excited about that. As I said, we're able to fund some great new programs that we have going on in the district that you heard about through the passage of the levy. One challenge we are having is that the assessed valuation of our district has risen so much, and those of you who live in the community and own a home maybe are seeing that on your tax statement. Because of that, we're not qualifying for as much local effort assistance or levy equalization money from the state. So that's putting a little bit of a squeeze on our budget and is a little bit of a challenge, but the tax rates are going down as a result for our community. As I said, we won't have another levy until 2026, and we don't have a need right now for any new schools. We do have schools that need to be replaced and remodeled, but we're looking at a bond timeline probably to sometime follow the levy, so sometime after 2026. And as I wrap up here, I just want to thank all of you. Really takes a whole community to help educate our students, and we I maybe clicked too fast. I had a slide up there showing all of our community partners that we value, and just appreciate the opportunity to be here with you this morning.